Red is the best colour for t-shirts. No, yellow is the best colour for t-shirts. Why don't you like red? It's silly to only like yellow. Stop right there. Red Wilf really likes the colour red and he wants to win the argument, so he just created a straw man. What is a straw man? Well, a straw man is when someone changes their other person's argument into something that is easier to beat. It's easier to fight a scarecrow or a straw man than a real person. Then you pretend that the straw man is their real position. Red Wilf is pretending the yellow doesn't like red at all, which he never said, and he's also pretending the yellow only likes yellow, which he also never said. A straw man is a type of logical fallacy, and that it's called a logical fallacy because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't accurately reflect the original argument. So it might focus on small details, take them out of context, or exaggerate or oversimplify something. Red Wilf has taken yellow's argument out of context and exaggerated it to say yellow is the only colour Yellow Wilf likes, which he never said. This is a distraction from Yellow Wilf's real argument. Red Wilf is pretending there is no difference. Red Wilf wants to argue against the straw man, not Yellow Wilf, as if this wins the original argument, but it doesn't. I'd much rather like yellow than red. Red, in fact, makes people 72% more likely to be bullies. You want to be a bully. Oh dear, now Yellow Wilf has started joining in with the logical fallacies. He's created a version of the straw man called the hollow man. Now this is when you invent something that is easy to attack and pretend that your opponent is aligned with that position. Red is a strong colour associated with good leadership and rational thinking. And rational thinking is important and it can make us good debaters. Red Wilf is now strengthening his argument, and this is good because if you have an argument, it's good to have something to back it up. Unfortunately, Red Wilf has now created an Iron Man. No, not that one! So an Iron Man is not distorting your opponent's argument to make it weaker, but distorting your own to make it stronger, like Iron Man. But thinking about rational thinking being a good thing isn't anything to do with Red Wilf's t-shirt preference. He's saying very vague statements that are hard to disagree with, that they're just a distraction from his original argument. Seems like I need to learn how to argue better. Let's look at the last type of straw man, the steel man. Now, the steel man is when you make your opponent's argument stronger and harder to attack. Now, why would you do this? And because if you do a steel man, then it could lead to a more productive argument. You're completely right. Red is a colour of strength and good leadership, and also is less likely to be dyed in the wash. But it can also be associated with other things like warnings, danger, and anger. I prefer cheerful yellow. Much better. Now, a straw man is really any kind of argument where you change your opponent's argument and pretend you haven't changed it. So how can you get rid of the straw man and have better debates? First, make sure you're not accidentally using them yourself. Try repeating your opponent's argument to make sure they agree with it, and then try to argue with it. If you notice they are trying to use a straw man on you, you can point it out and show how it distorts your real argument. Or you can just ignore it and keep arguing your position. Your choice. Finally, it's sometimes nice to be kind and assume the best of your opponent. This can lead to friendlier and more productive discussions. Besides, we all know the best t-shirt color is orange. Bye!